Our next topic is equivalent circuit of single phase induction motor. And induction motor is a well-known device which works on principle of transformer. We know the working principle of transformer. The transformer is mutual induction principle working. So it is also called as rotating transformer because we already say the principle of transformer, and that this when an EMF is supplied to its stator, then the result of electromagnetic induction, a voltage is induced in its rotor. So in our transformer, we give the supply to primary winding. Due to the supply, we having the induction in the secondary winding. Due to the primary supply, the secondary will be get energized. That means the voltage will be induced in the secondary. So that's the mutual induction principle. So here also we mentioned as that's when a EMF is supplied to the stator, then as a result of electromagnetic induction, a voltage is induced in the rotor. So an induction motor is said to be the transformer with rotating secondary. The induction motor is always runs below the synchronous or full load speed. Already in a previous slide we discussed the synchronous speed. So the synchronous speed is denoted as ns is equal to 120 f by p. So the the induction motor always runs at the less than synchronous speed, that is full load speed. So that is mentioned as slip. So here they mentioned as the difference between synchronous speed and the speed of rotation is known as slip, which is denoted by S. So S is equal to ns minus n divided by ns. That is the synchronous speed minus actual speed of running divided by synchronous speed. So where ns is the synchronous speed of the rotation, which is given by ns equal to 120 f by p. It is also discussed in the previous slide, where f is the frequency and p is the number of poles of the machine. A stationary pulsating magnetic field might be resolved into two rotating fields, both having equal magnitude but opposite in direction. So in our single phase induction motor, we know the stator torque and the rotor torque will be opposite each other. So the net torque will be 0. That will be mentioned here. So the net torque will be induced is 0 at standstill. Here forward rotation is called as rotation with a slip of s, and the backward rotation is given by slip of 2 minus s. The equivalent circuit is shown in figure. Here we having the sum of the values, that is R1m, X1m, then EMF, EMB. Total of this EMF and EMB is EM. Here the supplied voltage, this is the supply voltage, this is the value of in primary side, and this one is the value of in secondary side. So here we having the EMF and EMB. So the EMF plus EMB is EM. So here we having the forward rotor and the second part is backward rotor. So it having both direction of rotation. That means forward direction and rotation means it having the opposite torque. One is the forward torque and another one is backward torque. So that will be mentioned here. The first one is RM1. So here we given the R1M is the resistance of the main stator winding. So this value, that means the R1M is the resistance of the main field winding, and X1M is the reactance of leakage reactance of main stator winding, and XM is the magnetizing reactance. Then R2 dash. So the R2 dash value is here. So that will be divided into 2 here as well as here. So that will be mentioned as R2 dash is the standstill rotor resistance referred to the main stator winding, and X2 dash is the standstill rotor leakage reactance referred to the main stator winding. Vm is the applied voltage and Im is the main winding current. So these are all the equivalent circuit of single phase induction motor. The next one is the type of single phase induction motor. Here the first type and our syllabus given type is capacitor start capacitor run motor. It's a cage rotor. So in our single phase induction motor, moreover maximum cases we using the cage rotor. So the capacitor start capacitor run motor has cage rotor and its stator has two winding. We already know, that is main winding and auxiliary winding, and these two windings are displaced in a 90 degree in space. There are two capacitors in this method. One is used at the time of starting, is known as starting capacitor. For an example, the name itself we mentioned as capacitor start and capacitor run motor. The capacitor will be act as a starting purpose, that is start capacitor, and the capacitor will be continuously present in the running condition, means that is capacitor run, otherwise it is called as run capacitor. So that will be mentioned here. The two windings are displaced in 90 degrees in space. There are two capacitors in this method. One is used at the time of starting, is known as starting capacitor. The another one is used to continuous running of the motor and is known as running capacitor, so run capacitor. So capacitor start and capacitor run. So this motor is named as capacitor start capacitor run motor. This motor is also called as two value capacitor. Here they mentioned two value capacitor motor. So this is the diagram of the capacitor start and capacitor run motor. So here we are having the two capacitors. One is CS, another one is CR. Here the CS is the capacitor start and CR is the run capacitor. Here the CS will be present at the time of starting, so the capacitance value will be large, and this CR will be the capacitance of running, the CR value will be less. So at the time of starting purpose only the CS will be present. After that some time the SC, that is this is called as centrifugal switch, so I mentioned as SC. So if the speed will be obtained the 70 to 80% of the synchronous speed, the centrifugal switch will be open. So the CS, that is the starting capacitor, will be disconnected from the circuit and the running capacitor always present in the circuit. So here we having the auxiliary winding, that is RA is the RA and XA is the combination of the auxiliary winding, and main winding is RM and XM. So this is the main thing of our capacitor start and capacitor run motor. So here we having the Cat6 curve. So in this Cat6 curve we have the two windings. So at the time of main winding plus auxiliary winding present, we obtain the value of up to 200% of torque. It's a initial condition. After that only the run capacitor will be present. At the time we having the less than 100% torque will be present, but it will be continuous rotation. But in this case, suppose we did not connected the both capacitor, means the machine will be torque will be very less. This type of motor is quiet and smooth running. They have higher efficiency than the other motors run on the main winding only. There are used for loads of high inertia recurring frequent start, where the maximum pull out torque and efficiency requirement places. The two valve capacitor motors are used to pumping equipment. The application is pumping equipment, refrigeration, air compressor. So these types of applications we using the capacitor start capacitor run motor. So now we go for the second part of our fifth unit, that is shaded pole induction motor. So the shaded pole, the pole will be shaded by some other arrangement, that is called as shaded pole induction motor. So the definition: the shaded pole induction motor is simply self-starting. In previous cases we say The single phase induction motor is not self-starting, but here the special arrangement is made, that is the shaded pole induction motor is self-starting single phase induction motor whose one of the pole is shaded by the copper ring. So the copper ring will be shaded by the pole. So the copper ring is also called as shaded ring. The copper ring acts as a secondary winding of the motor. The shaded pole motor rotates only one in particular direction and reverse movement of the motor is not possible. Why shaded pole is induction motor designed for low power rating? So in case of the shaded pole motor, we can design the high power rating, means it's not possible because the power losses are very high. We using the carbon as a ring. So in previous slide we mentioned as copper ring. So that copper ring will produce the high losses. So that will be mentioned here. The first point, the power losses are very high in the shaded pole induction motor and the power factor of the motor is low. The starting torque includes in the induction motor are also very low because the following reasons: the motor have power efficiency, thus the designs are kept small, the motor has low power rating. So this is the construction of shaded pole induction motor. The construction as we having the same stator and rotor. The first one is stator. The stator of shaded pole motor has salient pole. We know salient pole, it's a projecting pole. The salient pole means the poles of the magnet are projected towards the armature of the motor. Each pole of the motor is excited by its exciting coil. Exciting coil means it will be the source coil. The copper ring shaded, the loops are known as shading coil. The poles of motor are laminated. The lamination means multiplier of materials are used for making poles so that the strength of the poles increases. The slats is constructed at the some distance apart from the edge of the poles. The short-circuited copper coil is placed in the slat. The part which is covered with the copper ring is called as shaded part. So only we having the copper ring, that ring will be wound on the poles, so that is called as stator, main thing. Then next one is rotor. The shaded pole motor use the screw cage rotor. The rotor bars of the skewed and angled of 60 degree. Skewed can be done by obtaining the better starting torque. It is mainly used for the better starting torque. So we having the better starting torque means we go for an example DC series motor. In this DC series motor we having the high starting torque. High starting torque means it will be used for the lift, conveyors, and the initially the load will be initially applied conditions. The construction of motor is very simple because it does not contain any commutator, brushes, collector rings and extras or any other parts. The shaded pole induction motor does not have any centrifugal switch. In previous case we having the starting capacitor. In the starting capacitor we disconnect the supply, that is the starting capacitor is disconnected by the centrifugal switch. So that will be mentioned here. The shaded pole induction motor does not have any centrifugal switch. Thus the chance of failure the motors are less. The centrifugal switch is the one of type of electrical switch that starts the operating by using a centrifugal force. When the supply is connected to the winding, the rotor alternating flux induces in the core of the rotor. The small part of the flux link with the shaded coil of the motor as because it is short circuited. The variation in the flux induces the voltage inside the ring, because of which the circulating current induces in it. The circulating current develops the flux in the ring which opposes the main flux of the motor. The flux induces in the shaded portion of motor and the unshaded portion of the motor behave a phase difference. The main motor flux and the shaded ring flux are also having space displacement by 90 degree. This is a circuit diagram of the shaded pole induction motor. Here we having the two things, one is main pole and second one is shading coil. So this one is the main pole, so this one is the shading coil, and these windings are main winding. So this part is stator part. So it is a projected pole, so it will be like this. So applications of this one, so they are suitable for small devices like relays and fan because it is low cost and easy starting. It is used in exhaust fans, hair dryers, and also in table fans. Used in air conditioning and refrigeration equipment and cooling fans, record players, tape recorders, projectors, photocopying machines. Used for starting electronic clocks and single phase synchronous timing motor. Next one is linear induction machine. So linear induction machine is one of the special machine. So it is used to, so it's like as a for an example, we having the train, it will be operated by the linear induction motor. A linear induction motor is an advanced version of rotary induction motor which gives a linear translational motion. So it means linear translational motion instead of the rotational motion. So the stator is cut axially and spread out flat. In this type of motor, the stator and rotor are called primary and secondary. So this is our diagram. So here we having the two things, one is primary and secondary. So that will be mentioned here. The stator and rotor are called primary and secondary. So this part is primary and this part is secondary. So this part is secondary. So now we having the track in this. So this will be like this. So here we having the movements of, due to this we having the movement. So that will be the linear induction motor. So that will be mentioned here. The secondary of the linear induction motor consists of flat aluminum conductor, some made up of material with the ferromagnetic core. If the stator is cut along with the line AB. So in this slide, so here we have cut the stator and rotor as a separate parts. So that will mention that if the three-phase supply is connected to the stator of induction motor, rotating flux is produced. The flux rotates at a synchronous speed in the air gap. Similarly, the primary of the linear induction motor connected to the three-phase supply, a flux is produced to travel across the length of the primary. So the flux will flow the linearly. So due to that we having the linear motion. So applications of linear induction motor. The main applications of linear induction motor is transportation in electric traction system. The primary is mounted on the vehicle and the secondary is laid on the track. It is used to in cranes, pumping of liquid metals, actuators for the movement of doors, used in high voltage circuit breakers and also in accelerators. The next one is repulsion motor. We know the magnet means it having the both attraction repulsion. So in this we having the repulsion. So by using that repulsion we creating the force to rotate the machine, that is repulsion motor. Repulsion motor is a special kind of single phase AC motor which works due to the repulsions of similar poles. So I am already said the similar poles will be repel each other, so that will be mainly using. So this is the circuit diagram for the repulsion induction motor. So here we having the same poles, that is here we mentioned the stator winding. So it will be electromagnet means, suppose here we having the north pole and here we having the north pole means it will be repel. So by using that we can act as a motor. So working of repulsion motor, the basic principle behind the working of repulsion motor is similar poles repel each other. This means two north poles will be repel each other, similarly two south poles repel each other. The stator winding of repulsion motor is supplied with single phase AC supply. It produces a magnetic flux along with the direction of as shown in figure by above arrow mark. this magnetic flux when linked with the other rotor winding creates an EMF. Due to this, the rotor is produced. This rotor current is turned, produces a magnetic flux, is directed along with the brush axis due to the commutator assembly. Our next topic is hysteresis motor. So the hysteresis motor is a synchronous motor which is the uniform air gap and without DC excitation. It operates both in single and three-phase supply. The torque in hysteresis motor is produced due to the hysteresis and eddy current induced in the rotor by the action of rotating flux of the stator winding. The working of motor depends on the working of continuously revolving magnetic flux. For the split phase operation, the stator winding of motor has two single phase supply. The stator winding remains continuously connected to the single phase supply, both starting as well as the running of motor. Construction of hysteresis motor. The stator of hysteresis motor produces a rotating magnetic field and is almost similar to the stator of induction motor. The three-phase motor produces a more uniform rotating field as compared to that of single-phase supply. The stator winding of single-phase hysteresis motor is made up of permanent split capacitor type, shaded pole type. The capacitor is used with auxiliary winding in order to produce a uniform field. So this is our construction diagram. So here we are having the special magnetic material, that is hysteresis ring. So this part, and this one is non-magnetic material, and this one is the shaft. Here axis of the rotor field, and this part is the stator and this part is the rotor. So this one is stator, that means this one is stator and this one is rotor. So this one is the shaft. And the supply is given applied to the stator. Rotor rotating magnetic field is produced. The magnetic field magnets the rotor rings and includes poles within it. So due to the hysteresis losses in the rotor, the induced rotor flux lags behind the rotating stator flux. The angle del between the stator magnetic field Bs and the rotor magnetic field Br. It is responsible for production of torque. The angle del depends upon the shape of the hysteresis loop. So here they mentioned as the applications of the hysteresis motor. This type of motor is smoothest running, quietest single phase motor, is used to sound reproduction equipment like record player, tape recorder, etc. It is also employed electric clocks and other timing devices. So our last topic is AC series motor and universal motor. The AC series motor is also known as modified DC series motor, as either construction is very similar to the DC series motor. Before we discuss the modification, here we essentially discuss what is the need and where we use the modifications. In order to understand this, consider the question: what will happen when we give an AC supply to DC series motor? The answer is AC supply will produce the unidirectional torque because the torque of both the current, armature current and field current, reverse at the time. Due to presence of alternating current, eddy current are induced in the yoke and field cores, with the resultant in excessive heating of yoke and field coils. Due to this high inductance of the field and armature circuit, the power factor would become very low. There is spark at brushes of DC series motor. So considering above points, we can say we don't have good performance of DC series motor on applications of AC supply. Now, in order to reduce the eddy current, there is need to laminate the yoke and the field cores. This is our first modification to the DC series motor. So it's having the two types. One is conductively compensator type motor and inductively compensator type motor. So the motor has numerous applications such as portable drills, hair dryers, table fans, kitchen applications. For these places we using the AC series motors. So our next topic is universal motor. Already I am said AC series motor and universal motor is our last topic. So now we having the universal motor. The universal motor means it working both AC supply as well as DC supply. So that the main thing, the motor which can be used single phase AC source as well as DC source of supply and voltage are called universal motor. It is known as single phase series motor. A universal motor is commutation type motor. If polarity of the line terminal of DC series motor is reversed, the motor will continue to run in the same direction. The direction is determined by both field polarity and the direction of current through the armature. As the torque is proportional to the flux and the armature current, let the DC series motor be connected across the single phase supply. Since the same current flows through the field winding and the armature winding, the AC reversal from positive to negative or vice versa will affect the field flux polarity and current direction through the armature. Thus, a universal motor can work on both AC and DC. However, a series motor which is mainly designed for DC operation, which work in single phase AC supply, suffers from the following drawbacks. The efficiency becomes low, the power factor becomes low, the sparking at the brushes. In order to overcome these drawbacks, we go for the universal motors. The field core is made up of material having low hysteresis loop. It is laminated to reduce the eddy current losses. The area of field poles increased to reduce the flux density. As the result, the iron losses and the reactive voltage drop is reduced. To get a recovered torque, the number of conductors in the armature is increased. So this one is the circuit diagram for universal motor. So now here we having the two windings, that is compensating winding and field windings. After that we having the commutator type rotor. So we know the commutator. Already we studied in the DC machines. Commutator is a mechanical rectifier. It acts as a AC to DC. Okay. So it acts as a DC to AC. So here we having the commutator type rotor and compensating winding, and this one is the connection diagram of, it is the main field winding, compensating winding, then armature. The winding is put in stator slot. The axis of compensating winding is 90 degree with main field winding. The compensating winding is connected in series with both armature and field, hence it is called as conductively compensated. So these are the applications of universal motor. So it is used for portable drill machine. It is used for hair dryers, grinders and table fans. A universal motor is also used in blowers, polishers and kitchen applications. Thank you.